This is a Film Stories original podcast.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
We made this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the X-Cast. The truth is in here. I am your host for this episode, Carl Sweeney, and welcome back to I Want to Believe Minute, which is the series we are partway through at the moment, where we're going through the second X-Files movie 1 minute at a time. And today it is minute 41, which starts at the 40-minute mark as the abducted woman is peering out of that box she's being moved in. And this one goes through to 40 minutes and 59 seconds as Christian Fearon's condition is being discussed at the hospital. And Kurt and Sarah are back with me. So guys, how is life treating you today?
Good.
Not too bad. We're doing all right today.
Persisting with the I Am Groot t-shirt.
I'm still persisting with the I Am Groot t-shirt. It's just, it's a mainstay of my world. Maybe tomorrow or the next episode I'll change. But I am still Groot. It's only because I can fall back. If I don't have anything to say for the minute, I can just go, I am Groot. And it's done.
There you go.
So, that's a good idea. Great to be back with you both. And before we get going properly, a quick reminder that you can follow us on social media. And, of course, we're on X and on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're enjoying the show, please feel free to drop us a quick 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or in fact any podcast app where you can review. That would be great. And it doesn't have to be extensive, it can be just a one-line, love the show, guys, that kind of thing, with a rating. So if you are able to do that for us, thank you very much. And don't forget as well that you can subscribe to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/thexcast. And that gets you various perks, including early releases of episodes. Okay, so guys, minute 41. I suppose one thing we started to talk about in the last minute was the actress, Nikki Acox. It's a pretty sad story, isn't it? Because actually she died in recent years. Were you familiar with that, Kurt? Have you seen much of her in anything else?
I remember at the time hearing about her death. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at her thing again to come across it, because I know that when we were planning this a while back, we were planning on potentially reaching out to her and things, and then obviously hearing the news about it was really horrible to hear.
Yeah, so 2022 is when she died.
Yeah, so I think because we've been planning this for some time, we were just, but season 9 lasted for 15 years, so which is one of those things. But yeah, looking at her discography, I'm just having a look now. There's nothing really that comes across that I'm aware of that I've seen her in.
See, I was wondering if, because I didn't really watch Supernatural, but I believe she had a bit of a recurring role in Supernatural at one point.
Right, okay.
And I thought for some reason that you maybe had watched that show, but obviously not.
No, I've never seen any of Supernatural at all. So yeah, it's that is one of those things where, you think, like, you look at shows and go, I wouldn't mind watching it, but then you see how many seasons there are. I mean, X-Files obviously is quite a hefty weight. And yeah, okay, fair enough, 4 or 5 seasons you could maybe do, but like 15, 16 seasons of Supernatural is just like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And have I got the time to do that? And probably not. So, but yeah, no, it's it was a shame that she passed away, and yeah, so it's not nice to hear those type of things, especially at such a young age. So, thoughts go out to people who were involved in that. So,
absolutely, I think I read that it was Her cause of death was leukemia, which is very sad indeed.
Oh,
The age
no.
of 47, no age, yeah.
Wow.
Did you recognise her at all, Sarah? From anything else, or...?
No, again, one of those faces. I don't think I recognized her. She seemed, one of those, like, Vancouver actors that shows up every now and then and you kind of recognize, but I don't think I'd seen her in anything else that I can think of.
Well, I can tell you that you probably had seen her in an X-Files episode, I believe.
Oh.
She was in an episode of the original series, wasn't she? I believe so, anyway.
Excellent. Which one?
Okay, so if I was to... Mate, let's see if you can...
I should know this. I know this. I looked at it. I just can't remember.
Okay, it's not the Vancouver era. It's season 7. So where could she have appeared in season 7, do you think?
It's not Monday.
Because that's in season 6.
That's in season 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to really bug me. I don't know. I don't know.
Guys, you're slipping. You need to
I
get
know.
back into your X-Files, Kurt. You need to
know.
forget about this Lost stuff and
Oh.
get back to X-Files. What about if I said the episode name Rush? Would that...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, I was going to say Lord of the Flies because I was thinking teenagers, but that's not,
Yeah. No,
I
but she is...
forgot about Rush, yeah.
Yeah, she plays a character called Chastity Rains
Yep.
in
Yep.
Rush.
Okay.
As soon as you said it, it came straight back.
Yeah. So she would have been a lot younger then, or somewhat younger.
Probably still too
So.
old to be a school, whatever it was, high schooler in she was in that episode.
Yeah.
In fact, what year would Rush... Yeah, that would have been 1999, wouldn't it? So about a decade or so before,
Yeah.
I want to believe. Almost.
She looks very young. I wouldn't have guessed that she was, when she did this, what would she have been, 20, 30, something?
She was born in 1975, so
Okay.
33, something like that.
Yeah. I thought she was much younger than that.
Yeah. Anyway, so in this minute, what else happens? So the character she plays thinks that the man on the medical bay might be able to help her. And this is the man with like the gouged face that we've seen earlier in the movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think we see his eyes kind of dripping with blood, don't we? Now, Carter said something about this, which is like, you need to be able to remember who that person is from the opening of the film, because he's probably been off screen for a bit of a while here. And that got me thinking, like, is this film too confusing? Like, are we able to remember all the things we need to remember? Because there are things in this film, like the medical bracelet, which I think I said on the minutes that we recorded with Tony a while ago, that there are times when you see the medical bracelet, and I don't think I'd consciously sort of taken it in until coming back to watch these minutes. And I don't know, Kurt, do you reckon this film puts everything across in a clear, easy way, or is it sometimes a bit too quick and we miss certain things, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I think that's right. I do feel this film, even though I actually quite like the film in general, and I like the feeling, the actual vibe of it, I do think it's a little bit convoluted. I think that it's not enough memorable things in it to go, oh right, this happened and that happened, or the kind of it's quite ethereal what those two characters are doing with the transplantation and the dogs and stuff, and it's just like you don't really find out till later on. But then there's not enough to grasp hold on to early in the film, so we're 40 minutes in here, and you're getting. In some ways, I quite like the concept and the thought that it's leaving you to make those join the dots, but I think it's not tight enough to fully comprehend that. So I'm a bit I don't know, I'm a bit ambivalent about it all, really. I feel like in some ways it should work, and in other ways it doesn't, and I do feel like I fall more on it doesn't, and I don't really get the whole ethos behind it, the whole the agency for both the characters and what's happening there. I mean, I know the Father Joe stuff's kind of like the central thing, and I focus more on that more than this, because this doesn't seem to be able to. You can't grasp it in any fine detail, and I think that is a detriment to the film, personally.
What do you think, Sarah? Do you find that you can grasp it? Do you think that it does get a bit confusing, convoluted, like Kurt says? Or what?
Yes, a little bit, but those are kind of my favorite types of mysteries are the ones where the clues are right there in plain sight, but you don't know what to pay attention to on first watch. And then you go back and they're like, oh, well, that bracelet was important. And then you're like, oh, I totally missed that. And it's like, I need to go back and see, So in that respect, I enjoy it. But I do agree that, like, the mystery itself and the case itself feels a little too contrived, or, not, I don't know about contrived, but just, it could have been fleshed out a little bit better. And I wonder if that is due to the writer's strike, or, that they had to just do with what they had. They couldn't go back and add anything in to help that. So I that's kind of what I chalk it up to, is that they just had to do it. They just had to go. They just worked with what they had. So
yeah. I mean, talking of, the audience putting things together, joining the dots, this scene then moves on to the hospital scene. Or this minute, then moves on to the hospital scene, where Scully is entering the room, and there's I think it's Father Ybarra, played by Adam Godley, and the discussion is about the decision being taken to relocate the boy, Christian Fearon, to a hospice who are going to give him palliative care. And Scully comes in and didn't realise what had been decided, and sort of pushes back, of course. And the thing with Is It Too Confusing, Spotnitz on the commentary track had said that he was worried people wouldn't necessarily connect what Father Joe had said to Scully, which is don't give up, to the way Scully is acting here, which is that she's persisting even though everybody else is kind of, taking the other perspective, taking the other stance. So what do you think, Kurt? Like, do you watch this scene and are you thinking, oh, that's why Scully is acting that way because of what Father Joe has said, or how do you take it?
Yeah, that I am a lot more akin to. I think that through line I can see much more clarity than the actual monster aspect of it. And is it not a little bit on the nose that the kid's called Christian Fear On? Is that not is that not just a little bit on the nose?
Is there isn't the Fearon name? Isn't there somebody who worked on the show? Was it Margaret Fearon who worked with Anne Simon? Who?
Right. Okay.
I wonder if it's a nod to her.
Yeah, I find what I find fascinating with those 30 seconds and the Scully concept of, like, don't give up, and the thing that she's dealing with, and and her not being involved in the conversation, which I know it's kind of like an X-Files trait that she walked into a room late and then the decision's already been made, because we've had that kind of conflict before. This is just done in a very slightly different way. I mean, I'm not one to really talk about this because it's not really within my remit, but the whole idea of this, like, faith versus science thing that you get in a lot of things. I mean, you mentioned Lost. Like, Lost is all about science and faith and things, and I think that the X-Files was renowned for that as well. So I think that having it as a religious hospital and having that juxtaposition between the two of them, of like them both diametrically opposed but also working together to create, using science and faith at the same time, and Scully's just leaning more towards the don't give up, I think is a really strong through line right through the film. And being at this halfway point, I think it makes a strong case, and I do see that connection quite clearly.
Yeah, I was just quickly looking up as you were speaking there. Margaret Fearon got a story credit on My Struggle 2. Some of the scientific background, I think, came from her and Anne Simon for My Struggle 2. And supposedly the mother character, the boy's mother, is called Margaret Fearon in this movie. So I think maybe the surname is a nod to her. Okay, but
Christian itself is a bit...
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what do you think, Sarah? Do you agree that, do you when Spotnitz says he's worried people wouldn't connect the dots between what Father Joe had said and Scully's behaviour, like, how do you take it? Do you see the connection?
Yeah, I mean, Scully is tenacious anyway, so it just made sense to me that she would fight for the boy, and especially, the conversations that she had with Mulder, and that she was worried, and, she talks about feeling a connection to him, and it just felt like it was in character for her anyway. So, I think it would have been I think it would have stood out a lot more if he had said, like, just give up and don't worry about it or whatever. And, but yeah, I think maybe what he said gave her that boost and that courage to go really fight. And, yeah, so it made sense to me.
Becomes quite a big thing, doesn't it, in the X-Files? Because isn't it My Struggle 1? Don't we get a "Don't Give Up" written on the car windshield in that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, so fair play, Father Joe. It all started with you. Okay, so all I've got on this minute, apart from what we've already said, is that hospital they filmed in apparently wasn't particularly comfortable filming there in the middle of winter. But that's about it, really. I mean, do either of you have any other notes or thoughts?
Isn't the staircase is quite a famous staircase, isn't it, in where they filmed there several times?
Is it? I don't know. Is it
Riverside? Is that...
Riverview. Yeah.
Riverview, yeah.
Yeah. As in the X-Files filmed there several times. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think potentially use it again in My Struggle. And I think, was it not is it not the same place in... I want to say things like... I don't think it is, and I'll have to fact check myself, but things like... not necessarily the pilot, but around that kind of... around that era as well, so something really early on.
Yeah, I was thinking the pilot, right?
Yeah, so I think it is stuff that it is a building they keep coming back to and utilizing. So, and
not only here but elsewhere too, he said. But we can talk about that next minute.
Yes, we can. Okay, so on that note, we will adjourn here to finish off our coverage of minute 41. We'll be back very soon to cover minute 42. Thanks, Kurt and Sarah, for joining me. And until next time, everybody, always remember, trust no one.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.